Welcome to Ask Tumbleweed, where we strive to explore the history of America's Old West for perspectives on issues of today. I received a fascinating question from BP in Fredericksburg, Virginia. BP asks, Tumbleweed, Westerns are said to be a unique American genre. Are there other genres that, in your opinion, are uniquely American? Well, by way of truth, I happen to know that BP writes political thrillers. So I especially appreciate his question and the fact that in our nation, we are free to postulate on such things as politics and the dystopias of Orwell, Huxley, and Bradbury. Western genre, well, it is uniquely American. Though Tumbleweed, I guess I have to give a nod to some international pretenders like the Italians with their spaghetti westerns. But seriously, given that there are some 56 generally recognized fiction and nonfiction genres, to say one or the other is unique to our nation, it depends. I'd suggest that with America's introspective obsession with history and politics, that genres like historical fiction, alternate history, and political thrillers tend to proliferate, though not necessarily unique to our nation. What Western genre does that most fiction genres do not is confront folks with reality. Even though the dime store novels of more than a century ago most often romanticized exaggerations of life in the Old West, they eventually spawned the uniquely American Western genre novel. I find the challenges tossed out by my famed poet-novelist cousin Mary Maud Dunn Wright, also known as Lilith Lorraine, especially poignant. In writing the preface to her father, John Beeman Red John Dunn's biography, Perilous Trails of Texas, back in 1932, it's almost 90 years ago, she posed the question, not in the spirit of judging their actions by artificial standards, which in their day had no existence, but by asking ourselves, if we were in their places, should we have acquitted ourselves as well? And by putting to ourselves the still more potent question, how well have we kept the birthright that they have given us? How well have we safeguarded the liberties that they purchased through untold privations? How courageously are we meeting the problems that confront us today? In short, when we stand before the tribunal of remote posterity, to whom shall the laurel be awarded? Now, y'all might think on how you might have handled those challenges decades ago, and perhaps those of today. Mary Maud's challenges weren't for the faint of heart, and I postulate that far too many folks in today's culture are inclined to escape challenges. Ergo, fairy tales, erotica, fantasy, paranormal, I should say, and horror offer escapist literary alternatives, certainly far preferable to drugs, alcohol, and porn. Bless Louis L'Amour, Zane Grey, Larry McMurtry, and their acolytes for their honest portrayals of life and values that are indeed uniquely American. Western genre comprises a mere 1% of books published, yet, as evidenced by its recent resurgence in print and film, it has an outsized impact on the real America. With apologies to Tom Clancy and Ian Fleming, I'm of the opinion that political thrillers, action and adventure, and the like are simply not unique to America. If you're seeking answers as to America's character, you need only pick up a Western novel. Hopefully, more folks do that and learn from it. I do hope you'll agree that reliving our past often has the effect of pointing the way to an ever brighter future. Might we indeed be up to it? Obviously, Tumbleweed doesn't mind tackling a potentially thorny issue, so you're encouraged to submit your questions to asktumbleweed@gmail.com. You all might enjoy my Tumbleweed Sagas novels, in which protagonist Texas Ranger Luke Dunn must often deal with the cultural issues and prejudices of the mid-1800s while delivering justice on the Nueces Strip. I've woven some morally principled messages through the pages of my 5 sagas to date, as published by Defiance Press and Publishing, the leading conservative independent publisher in the United States. The novels are available online in print, e-audio, and e-book from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other popular online booksellers. So do buy your copies of Nueces Justice, Nueces Surprise, Nueces Deceit, Nueces Blood, and Nueces Grit today. Visit my posts on Facebook at Tumbleweed Sagas and at Ask Tumbleweed, and check out my website at tumbleweed.me. By all means, submit questions to asktumbleweed@gmail.com. Meanwhile, you all do take care.